Why do people fail to achieve their goals in a year? Yeah, I've realized that at the beginning of the year, people set goals, they make new resolutions, with so much energy and enthusiasm. But at the end of the year, there is nothing to show for it. So I'm curious, what could be the reason?
This question you asked is what is making a lot of people cry. Some people cry in silence, but they cover it with celebration. We just entered a new year now, and you see everybody in new attires, new clothes, new hairstyle, as if everything is fine. But if you check through the hearts of a lot of people, the year that just passed, they have nothing to show for it. And that's why the question you ask is a very critical one that we all have to consider, look at, observe, and find answer to it, so that the journey of this year that we just embark on will not end up in a failure. The truth of the matter is that not everybody fails through the year. Yes. Not everybody sets goals and does not achieve it.
Yes.
But there is something general. Everybody wants to say, I have a New Year resolution. That's the common language of this time, of this age, at this moment. But if you notice, maybe after 1 month, after 2 months, the best of men, usually by March, the resolution is forgotten. Another type, they've forgotten about the whole thing. So, something definitely is wrong.
Yeah.
And that's what we want to look at today. So, from my own perspective, the first thing that I consider to be responsible for failure through the year is going against the scripture accounted in Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5, which says that we should trust in the Lord with the whole of our hearts and lean not on our understanding. I realize that a lot of people want to run the race of life by themselves, with their wisdom, with their plans. It's okay to have plans, but how aligning is your plan with God? Is your plan God's plan? The best of plan is God's plan. So if you can plan and your plan is God's plan, then you have nothing to struggle with. By default, you are fulfilling what God has planned. That's number one observation. Number two observation I have is that a lot of people have exalted ambition above vision. A lot of people have exalted. I want to be this, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a lawyer, I want to be great, I want to have money, I want to be a millionaire. They are all good. But it would be a wrong priority to put it above vision. As a matter of fact, our ambition is supposed to be inside our vision. That's the best of ambition. Otherwise, such ambition will be achieved, if it's going to be achieved at all, it's going to be achieved under tense struggle and a lot of complaints. Now, what is the difference between ambition and vision? Somebody may want to ask. Exactly. Ambition is what you want to be, what you desire, what you aspire to be, what you love. Is about what you want.
About you.
But vision is God's given purpose. I will say, purpose is God's given. Purpose of a thing is the reason for the existence of a thing. So, the reason why a thing exists is only defined by the one that made it. So, purpose is not to be planned. Purpose is not to be created. Purpose is to be discovered. Because we are all created by God. God is the maker of every one of us. So, if He's the maker of us, and we have a reason here on earth, and we are now choosing another passion outside of His reason for creating us, then there is going to be a struggle along the line. So, but if your ambition is following in the line of your purpose, then you're going to find out that things are working in place. They are going gradually. So now, this is it. Purpose is the general existence of a man in life. So year 2025, for instance, is one of the years that makes up the lifetime of a man.
Yeah.
So it's just like you are breaking down the big purpose into little pieces. So before you now, since if you have discovered your purpose, then your plans for the year should be in attempts to fulfill your purpose. It's not just by comparing other people. You have seen people do some things in 2024 and then you are feeling envious of them, and because of that you are setting your plan based on that envy. Because of many reasons that is outside of God's intention, then it's going to end up in frustration, because along the line God already saw how the year is going to be, and He has positioned everybody rightly where we are, the situation we are, the location we are. None of them is by accident. You know, I saw in Jeremiah chapter 1 verse 5 where God was speaking to Jeremiah that before I formed you in your mother's womb, I knew you. Before you came out of your mother's womb, I already ordained you and separated you to be a prophet unto nations. So the wise Jeremiah will start to walk in his life towards the plan and the agenda of God for his life. We don't do things because people are doing it. Because a lot of people now, the plans they make are just copycat plans. They are copying the plan that their friends made. They are copying the plan that somebody said he made. You have not sat down to look at it. You know, one funny thing happened on the 31st of December. I was in the church, you know, it's a crossover service. And then I saw a brother. Everybody was praying, you know, the few minutes into New Year, everybody is, at least people that have not been serious in their life throughout the year, that period they are serious.
Serious.
So I'm not even talking about people that have not been serious all their life through the year. At that moment, at least everybody knows that a season is about to change. There's going to be a new opportunity. If you have gotten everything wrong in the previous year, it's almost like we are cancelling that paper now. We are opening a new book. So I want to make it right. But do you know that this brother was holding about 7 to 10 wraps of long banger?
Fireworks. Jesus.
And he was watching the time. He was looking around. Everybody was praying. And you could see that the question that came in my mind is that, why did you come to church? He came to church sitting at the back, and then it was as if he cannot wait for 12 o'clock. And I saw one young boy looking at him and being like, you know, the excitement of that boy is like, this guy has a lot of 10 wraps of banger. And I guess for me, the guy has achieved his purpose. He wants to show that I want to blow banger. So imagine such a person that enter here. What do you expect him to get out of the year? We are not saying we should not celebrate. We are not saying we should not jubilate. But when we miss out the priority, then we have already missed it already. And that's why this is just the beginning of the year. It is still a good time to make adjustments. It is still a good time to correct the wrongs. It's still a good time to get things right. You know, nobody is supposed to enter this year without plans, without goals, because it's going to be a dangerous journey like that. We're supposed to wait upon God, especially as the year was running out. The year we just finished, so that we know the plans of God for us for this year. But if for any reason you don't have your plans in place, this is my advice. It is not too late. You can still have the retreat. You can still have a time out. You still have the time to sit down and look. This is a journey of 365 days. You don't want to joke with it. You don't want to joke with it. You want to be serious with your life. If you have been getting it wrong before, the former pages have been closed and the new page is open. You have the chance of writing things correctly. We have not even spent up to a week in January. So it's not too late for anybody to make a plan. So among any other reasons, from my own point of view, I don't know if you have any other additions to it anyway, but from my point of view, those two things. The first one is not leaning on the understanding of God. Even if you get the plans right at the beginning of the year, you get everything. You're supposed to lean on God throughout the journey of the year, because it's God that will order your steps. It's one that will supply the help, the strength, the energy, because man will get wearied at some point. But the Bible in Isaiah 40 says that the youth will weary, even the best of youth, even though the youth, the glory of the youth is in their strength, they will still get weary. But they that wait upon the Lord, He will renew their strength. They will mount up with wings. They will run and not be wearied. They will run and not be wearied. They will walk and not be tired. So that's my own. I don't know if any other person have a plan. I don't know if you have any addition to that or something to say in that regard. But it's really a very important question that you asked.
Yes, I'm really grateful for how you've enlightened us on this. From what you said now, I was able to see that if you are making a plan outside God to run the year 2025, you will not really go far. Because this year 2025 now is a year that nobody has journeyed before. It's a year that none of us have ever journeyed before. So we don't know what is in the year for us. So why are we going to make a plan with our own understanding? Where do we want to get the insight? Do we know what wants to happen?
The season,
anything can happen. Imagine COVID-19. Who knew that Corona was going to happen that year? Who knew that we were going to stay at home? But God,
except those that God has reviewed it too.
Exactly.
So they were able to prepare. That year, a lot of people, as people lose, some people gained. That was the best period for some people, and that was the worst period for some people. So even if you don't get a picture of there's going to be coronavirus this year, but if you have gotten an instruction from God that do this and this and this, all those plans will definitely be. It is God. God sees the end already.
Exactly.
It's already in line with how the year is going to be. So that means that making a plan outside of God already is a failure. It's a failing plan.
Yes, it's going to fail because you can't do it with your own understanding. Yeah. So thank you very much, sir. That was a great one. And
thank you for thanking me.
Yeah. Really, I was also enlightened. So God that has known the end from the beginning is who we should seek. Is the one we should seek. That God, what exactly is going to happen this year 2025? What do you have for me? What do you want me to do? So just to buttress his point, that's the greatest. In fact, it's like I don't have any other thing to add to it. Seeking the face of God is what would make you achieve or succeed in year 2025. And let me just add this to it. I realized that some people at the beginning of the year, they begin to set big. Okay, let's say now that you've seek God's face and you know what God wants you to do in year 2025. The thing is, you cannot just start everything. You start small. You have to be realistic. You have to be real to yourself. You cannot start setting goals that at the end of the day, you yourself, you just want to do everything. When that excitement, then enthusiasm comes, you want to do. If I want to finish it in a day, but there's something we call SMART goals: specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound. All these things must be in your goals.
You will.
All these things must be in your goal setting.
Yeah.
So don't just get all the vision, capture this, capture that. I want to finish it in a day. It can't work.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think that's a balance, right? It's a balance to other people that have gotten the vision and the plan of God for their lives.
Yeah.
They know that this is what God wants them to achieve, but they have to now know how to get them done.
How to get them done.
Yes, because Rome is not built in a day, and then drops of water will eventually makes ocean. I think there's some habits that we need to cultivate for us to achieve our goals. Habit like consistency. So if I keep doing one thing over, for example now, look at 10 naira for instance. 10 naira in 100 places is how much?
That's 1,000.
1,000 naira.
Yeah.
So if my goal is to achieve 1,000 naira, that 1,000 naira may be hard for me to get it. One, it may look very big. Let me not look at it from the big perspective. Let me chop it into smaller pieces and be consistent with it. I get the first 10 naira, I get the second 10 naira, and then I keep moving it little by little. Before I know it, I don't need to look at it from the big.
Yeah.
Let me look at it from the small. Rome is not built in a day, and the Bible says that despise not the days of little beginning. Think big, like a wise man said, but start small. So do it a bit by bit. So I want to move from here to another junction now. For me to trek there, it has to be one step before the other. So, but if I want to jump, I don't have wings to fly. So it has to be one by one. So if the goal for 2025 is A, B, C, so can I break it down to A1, A2, A3, A1 for January, A2 for February, A3 for March, then I move to B, April, May, June, B1 for, and then, so when by the time I break them like that, it looks simpler, and then
easy to achieve.
That over excitement, we need to put it aside, and we have to be realistic.
Exactly.
Like you said, we have to be smart.
Yeah, there's one I remember just now. You know, it's easy for us to forget our plans at the beginning of the year, at the time as the year runs along, as we go into the year. Now, the reason why I say this is because, especially those of us that are in Nigeria, you know, the situation.
Wait, what's the problem with Nigeria? Why are you always attacking me?
I'm not attacking now.
Continue.
You know, the economy, several things in the country can actually discourage you. It can make you get tired at the long run. You know, you're running here and there to make ends meet, to do this. Sometimes different things will just come up that will discourage you. Sometimes sometimes it's distracting. So now I feel that one thing that can help us, you know, from the beginning when we captured this vision and we set these goals. You see, I learned, there's a great man said that the faintest pen is sharper than the sharpest brain. So since you have put them down, go back to those things and read them often. See, when you read them, in fact, read them daily. Remind yourself of your goals for the year. Don't just write them and put them somewhere. Read them every now and then so that you can run with it.
Yeah.
So that's very important.
Yeah, that takes me to Habakkuk chapter 2.
Yeah.
Verse 2. Actually says that write the vision and make it plain upon the tables, that he may run that readeth it. For you to keep running that vision or that plan, there's need for consistent reading. You need to keep reminding yourself, because before you know it, usually people get to be high in their resolution. This is my New Year resolution, this is my plan. January, everybody is still, this is my plan, this is my new style. February, by the time you are getting to March, people forget about resolution. Until December 25, Christmas is here again, people want to talk about resolution. But when we write them down, we have a system to keep taking us back to it, so that we can get reminded, we can get energized. You know, there's an energy we get when we just receive this vision and these plans, because it is fresh. So, like you said, time, chance, circumstance, situation have their ways of beating away this energy from us. So the way to revive the energy is to come back to it, to see it again. That energy will get resuscitated. And before we go, I want to add to it that life is not about eating, drinking, going to school, graduating from school, getting married, giving birth to children, and then die, and building houses and die. Those ones, that's what many people count as goals, as plans.
That's not a fulfilled life.
That's not a fulfilled life. It's just that's a result of a deprived mindset. Is a low level thinking to just think average life. Because we came on this planet Earth for a purpose.
Exactly.
That takes me back to the subject of purpose. So in the midst of all your plans, is there anyone addressing your purpose? Are you just planning for me, myself, and I? What about the intentions of God for you while you are living on the planet Earth? So all of the material achievements, are they driving you towards the fulfillment of your vision, your purpose in life?
There was a time I quote something and it's broken. See, if you have lived a life without living the purpose of God for your life, people say a life well spent after someone maybe die or pass on. That's not a life well spent. That is a life well wasted. You know, you lived. What's the essence of living? God created man for a purpose. You see, imagine, like for instance, a manufacturer created a television for a purpose, and that television is just in your house, not what? Doing that. It is useless.
It's just beautifying the house.
It is useless. If a part of the purpose is to beautify the house, let's now say it is not now fulfilled.
They now put it inside the carton and hide it under the bed.
That is useless.
It's useless.
So sorry to say, a life that is not fulfilling purpose is
useless life.
I'm not even saying I say it unapologetically.
Yeah,
it is a useless.
It is an uncomfortable truth actually. And why are we digging this out? That's our practice in the mining place, so that we can have a fulfilling life this year. If you have gotten it wrong all other year, forgive yourself about it. Bygone is bygone. Other years have gone. You now have a new opportunity.
Another opportunity
to get it right.
Yes.
So please give it all it takes. Working with God, following God, depending on God, getting the directions from God, and be diligent. All of those things will come together to help us have a very successful year. And this is how we are saying Happy New Year on the mining place with H Crew. You know, you can always trust God in our lives that we have a whole lot of wonderful content coming right before you this year. So many are cooking up already. So you don't want to miss it from the staple of H Crew. Movies, podcasts, sermon, excerpts, music, books. You know, a whole lot of innovations, creativities are coming. So I want to advise you, in case you have not subscribed, jump on that subscription button. Just press it, and then go to the notification bell. The essence of notification bell is that when you click it, you'll be notified every time we drop a new content. That's the essence. And then this subscription does not cost anything. It does not cost you. It's just for you to press it. Back on the red.
Doesn't even cost your time.
Does not cost your time. Just press it. If you have not done it, just press it now. Just press it. Just do it now. Why are you still looking at me and you're not doing it? I see. Just press it now. You just
click on it. It's not press. Click.
Okay, it's not press. Click. Back out. It does not take you anything. It doesn't bite. It doesn't show.
Alright, so please always tag along.
Yes.
Always be expectant. And also pray along with us.
Yes.
Be expectant that God is going to do wonders through us.
And also please make sure you like, comment. We want to, for example, now what we have said now, she has said some things that are responsible for people not living a fulfilling life through the year. As a question came up, I've said my part. We are not an island. We have to learn too. So in case you have other things that could help us, please drop it in the comment section. Other people are also watching in the comment section to learn. So you can also contribute to this in the comment section. And I'm trusting God that one of these days we're going to have a live session where we're all going to be having live conversation. You know, and then it's going to be like that. Like
you can also drop your questions. If there is a matter or whatever you still want us to talk about on this show, please
drop it in the
comment section.
We'd love to receive it.
Yeah,
we have some other new things that are coming. Please be expectant, and God bless you. Thank you very much for joining us today. We say again in this year 2025, Happy New Year.